here we go. Alrighty. Ooh. Man, where am I? I don't even know. Uh-oh. Non-existent. Not in the scene. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Let me see if I can fix something real quick. Yeah, we'll get the request in a minute, Patricia. Let's see. Just give me 1 second. Trying to figure out what happened with my camera here. One second. I know that you don't have a camera yet. Well, Narts, man. I don't know what's going on with the camera. That's weird. Let's see. Oh, dark. Huh. Well, we'll roll with it anyway. All right. So, figure it out later. The computer crashed out right before I started, so welcome everybody. Looks like JC has a question that I'll try to address in Zoom, and we're going to talk about the post-turkey pullback, the December forecast, which starts at the end of the month, December. Crazy, right? We just have 4 of these 30 minutes awesome left this year after today. So we're going to look at your stocks as number 3, and let's get going, shall we? So, all trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. This presentation is intended to be informational and educational only. It's not a recommendation to buy or sell any financial instrument. If you desire personal financial advice, hire a personal financial advisor and consult them. This is supposed to be fun, so, all right. Joey, dude, you can call customer service yourself, which would be much easier than me trying to take care of that in front of everybody here. Let me see. Where's the customer service number? I had it. Important things right here on my desktop. It is 888-203-6792. I will post this right into the chat. Make sure I don't send it to myself. Right here, 888-203-6792 if you need help with anything other than buying something. So, all right. STNG, that one's been on a burner, as we were talking about in Discord inside the Echo Trade chat today. Nice big long run. I don't see it stopping either. It was kind of an Echo Trade setup potentially that was flagging today, and we were kind of looking at it. All right, let's look at JC's thing. Can you tell me your strikes, my man? That would be super helpful. Let's just kind of draw out what you got. Otherwise, I'll move on and circle back to you. All right, you're at 59. Let's draw this on here. 59. And 61. Were these calls or puts? Heavy vertical. I assume calls if you're in trouble. Yeah, it's pretty much all the way in the money there. And it's on the 23rd, you say? So let me see if I can pop up an option chain really quickly. Let me pop that up on the other screen here. All right, let me log into. I'm gonna pop into E-Trade here, pop up an option chain, and we'll do something a little different than we normally do here. All right, KO. And options. Fill up the screen. We're on the 23rd. And you have a 59.61. So we sold the 59. We bought the 61. Let's see what kind of trouble we're in. So right here. Did I do that backwards? You were bearish, right? So pretty upside down. It just depends on if you get called out. If you don't get called out, you're not responsible for the dividend. If you get called away tonight, you're gonna eat the dividend. Yeah, next dividend. And actually, there's a 3-day period, so somebody could call you out tonight, but technically you have to own the stock. You have to own the settled stock to get the dividend. So it gets to be a quandary. If they haven't called you out yet, they're probably not gonna get it. Is it pay today or is it ex dividend today? Let's see. What's the big difference here? X date. Yeah, X date is tomorrow. So you might get called out. If you make it through tonight, you don't have to worry about it. If you get called out tonight, then you're probably gonna have to pay that 44 cents plus the loss on the short call. All right. Sorry, I don't have better news. Oh, that's tough. And I don't really expect Coke to go down either. Like, this thing's kind of getting bullish here. It's on my super squeeze list of ones to watch when we break out here. Alrighty. I'm going to remove those so we don't get confused. Alright. Hate to break it to you, my man. That does not look great, though. Alright. Yeah, so if you make it through tonight, then you can deal with the call spread. And maybe buying something above it might be a good idea if it's going to continue up. If you think we're going to drop on down in December, then it can work out for you. All right, moving on. Welcome, everybody. If you're brand new, let me know in the chat. This is kind of our market here. Looks like energy, pretty hot today. Real estate, pretty hot. And banks. A little bit of insurance. Banks and insurance. Capital markets. Otherwise, tech looking pretty red. Communications. I don't know. Is Google and Meta tech or is it communications? According to this, it's communications. That's a little weird. But. And then Amazon arguably does more of their business through AWS, but and I know Tesla says they're a tech company, even though they manufacture autos. So kind of funny. And utilities definitely in the red here. Excuse me, a little bit of gravel there. So that's the lookout for today. Let's pop back over and talk about S&P 500. Still stuck in the roadmap line. Why do I always talk about the roadmap line? Look at this. We're stuck there, not getting above. And to get the whole picture, the whole story, let's pop back to the futures so we don't have any gaps in the chart. See, we're still stuck. You know, even when you pop over to futures, we're still stuck right on the roadmap line. I'm looking for this move up into this 4150 area where I think we're going to find some resistance. Now, we may poke on up through, but you know, right now we kind of have this move up, consolidation here. This looks like a little mini 1, 2, 3, 4, probably see a 5, then a 4, and a 5 out to somewhere around 4,300 maybe. And then we could see a bigger pullback. And what am I seeing? Let's zoom up on it and show you what I'm talking about. So right here, you see this move, 1, 2, 3, 4, big sloppy 4, probably doesn't even finish till we get a little lower. I've been actually looking for a push down to 39.11 if you've been in Discord with me, because this first move down, A, this move up, B, didn't make a higher high, and then a flush down for C, where this first new move down and the third move, you know, the first move and the third move, it'd be a 1, 2, 3, come at a parity, like an echo. You've heard me say echoes before. So that would be like this move right here and that move right there are the same. And that comes in about, you know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 39.11, 39, you know, 20-ish area, somewhere in that neighborhood. That's what I'm looking for. Push down into that zone. And until we get there, it's probably just going to be more slop in the market. Now, Jerome Powell is speaking tomorrow. What's he going to say? What's going to happen? You got me. And we do have another FOMC meeting coming up before the end of the year. So we do have some potential chaotic events. We have another CPI print coming up too, and jobs reports every week. So, but this does look like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and the fifth move up potentially. Where would that be? Let's draw it on here from the bottom of the 4, roughly about there. We'll put it up to right around 40.75 to 41.20. That 41.20 keeps coming back around as a potential resistance point. So we may see a move up to that 41.20, a pull back into this same zone one more time, and then the big final move out to maybe 4,300 area. We'll see. That's what I got kind of in the cards for what I'm keeping track of. NQ, lagging. Definitely lagging. Has not come up to the roadmap line. Does not have quite that bullish setup, although it does have a 1, 2, 3, 4, making a lower low today. This one could be kind of complete. I got a lot of lines on here. Let's see if we can remove a few. This move down right here, move up. Looks like we could see a retrace back down to 11,340-ish on Nasdaq. NQ. So how do you trade NQ? That's QQQ. QQQ is NQ times divided by 41, I think it is. So same move right there. Of course, you can see the gaps that aren't present on the futures chart. So right there, probably see a move down a little bit further. Let's see, where did the fib tool go? 3-point tool, move down, move up, move down. Could be around 275 on NQ. And that could happen quickly. It could happen like tomorrow when Jay Powell's talking, clear it out, flush it out, and then we start up. So, and then Russell, kind of like the S&P 500, just kind of consolidating in the roadmap line here. Not able to break higher at all. So, but this one looks like it's maybe a little bit ahead of the count. But to see what happens here. Not sure on Russell right now. It's unclear what's happening here. It was looking really nice and clean when it was up here, and then it got down here and has stayed down here, and that made it messy. So if this is a 1, 2, 3, we would need one more flush out, and that would look like 1, 2, 3. Could take us back down to this 178 area on IWM. IWM is the ETF for Russell, small caps. If we see that move, I got lots of stuff drawn on this chart. 1, 2, 3, right there. Yeah, it could take it down to 177, 178, somewhere in that neighborhood. All right. Oil got that lower low. When we failed to break up right here, I said we could see a lower low. We got it right down there. Now it came up a little shy of getting the ultimate target down here, but this is no kind of bullish move yet. This can still push on down lower. Nothing's done yet on oil. No confirmation of a bottom. No bullish reversal. No, nothing yet. Gasoline. Boy, look at that. Heading right down to that $2 target. Come on, gasoline. Natural gas. Looking a little bit positive here. We do have some resistance to clear right around this $9 area right up here. Got to break through 8 though first. That's for sure. So gold. I'm not sold on. Some friends of mine have gotten super bullish. I'm not sold on super bullish yet. It looks like it's going to make that third move of the correction, push down one more time. I'm not sure if it goes a little higher first, but even if it did come up near the prior high, I think somewhere back down around 1700 is where it's going to find a bottom. Now, one thing that I did notice here is copper trying to break out. And did pull back here, but if copper can break out and get back above 4, that's a very good indicator that the market and the economy, as a broad thing, can take another run. So that's something to keep an eye on. HG1 exclamation point. That's copper futures if you're unfamiliar. All right, how low will Apple go? Let's take some requests, shall we? So I saw Tesla first. I got my eye on YouTube. So if you're in YouTube and you got a request, let me know. Yeah, pop that up there. Yeah. All right. So Tesla was first up, and it's hanging out below my line there. That was a support resistance line from way back. We're gonna have to zoom the chart out a bit. Not very flat there. Come on, draw out flat. There we go. Yeah, so these lows back here from 2021, we broke below them. That's not very bullish, and really it looks like Tesla is likely to go visit this area right here in this 130 to 150 area. Say, oh no, say it isn't so. Well, that's what it sure looks like right now. What happens there is going to determine what happens next. So this is a big sloppy. That kind of looks like an AB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could push down as low as 100 maybe. Yeah, that looks pretty bad. Sorry I don't have better news on Tesla. All right. Apple. AAPL. Let's zoom back down. All right. I deleted this before and it came back. So I pay attention to these prior support resistance lines because look at that kind of confluence with the roadmap line there. We held a higher low. 2 attempts to go lower, held a higher low. It was kind of where these upper lows were. Pulling back here. How low can it go? It can go right back down to 134 again, and if it got super bearish, it could go revisit the low right around 129. So it's not bullish until it gets back above this line. And I was expecting a rally into December expiration, but that's not happening right now. The news in China is kind of, if you want to say that, things act according to fundamentals. Now, this could be an A and a B, and we could be in the C, and the C could take us down. And this is potential right here. Let's look at this. this is the way this is cooking. Could see it move down to 124 or even 113 on Apple here. So if this is what we got shaking out, this looks kind of like a sloppy move. But we got a target here and a target here. If this thing can't break out of its funk. Now, the big crazy here is that the S&P 500 could go higher while Apple loses value. So the market doesn't have to have Apple to go higher. A lot of people have thought that for a long time, but we don't have to have the support of Apple to go higher in the broader market. So just keep that in mind. All right, KMX looks pretty bad. Used cars are getting in a situation. You should really, if you're into used cars at all, go on YouTube and search for that a little bit. Search for used car market problems. You should watch some of those videos because used cars are in trouble right now. With the interest rates the way they are and the money that is invested in lower end used cars, the people that buy the lower end used cars can't afford the payments on those lower end used cars right now because of the interest rates. So high end used cars, high end new cars are still moving like crazy, but the lower end used cars are not. So it's a big problem in the market that is going to get resolved some way, somehow, and probably on the back of people like CarMax, Carvana. May see, Carvana may not make it through this CVNA. Yeah. So Carvana may not make it as a company. They may go bankrupt. And there's a couple other ones like what was it, Zoom or something. Not Zoom. I can't remember the name of the red one. It looks a lot like Carvana. Anyway, so AMZN. Yeah, I'm kind of bullish on Amazon. This was a target right there, right at like 89, and it held it and moved up, made a higher low so far. This is a pattern that I'm cautiously bullish on. So I am looking for a move back up to retest this high right around here, around 145. And yes, we do have the roadmap line in there that we've got to break up through, but this target matches with a whole bunch of time frames of stuff. If it holds, that can be ultimately bullish. All right, WPM from YouTube. Yeah, that's the first signs of looking. That's the first thing we had to have, move above the roadmap line. Now, took a lot of energy to get up there. It's kind of consolidating. What we need to see is continuation. A breakout above these highs can be bullish. Now, we do have lots of resistance because it came a long way down. But the good news is you've got up to 40 and then 43-ish before you really hit into that big resistance right there. Let's see where it did this number right here. And look, when we pull that back, oh, it consolidated there a lot. So did a lot of consolidation in that zone. Probably have a little trouble getting up through it. Once we get above it, above 44, that one can really take off. 58 on the upside if we can get going. So, all right. Hope that helps, Susan. Let's see, OXY. Yeah, that one's, one of Warren Buffett's favorites, right? One of his darlings right now. Just consolidating. We need it to break out. So it did come back, retest the roadmap line. It held the roadmap line. This is bullish, but this is not bullish, not breaking out. But this does look like a consolidation before I push higher. So how high? 82, 88. That's the near-term targets. All right. Mara looks pretty horrible on the pull down. That's what happens when it doesn't hold, can't break above the roadmap line. We're probably going to go lower low at this point. And it can extend down. That doesn't look good. Back down to 5 at the minimum. What I'm expecting right now. Where do I see Bitcoin going? Well, right now it's kind of consolidating right here. But there's a head and shoulders pattern, failure pattern that plays out at 11.6. That's where I got my alert down here. That pattern plays out down there. So can very easily go down there. But it can also very easily break back above this trend line here is the neckline that it's riding just below. If we break back above that, kind of retest it and bounce and go, we can get back up into the maybe 32,000 area. Of course, we got the roadmap line to get through around the 21 to 22,000 right now, and it may drift on down before we get there. So lots of stuff to work through. Now, the bigger story going on Bitcoin is the fact that in March, we're 12 months out from the halving, and every halving event so far, since the beginning of Bitcoin, we've always run into the halving event. So if we're going to wrap up something here, we're probably going to do it quick in the next 3 to 4 months, and then start on the halving run. All right. Now, does it have to do a halving run? No, it doesn't have to do a halving run. But history of Bitcoin has said that every time we do a halving, it runs. Why? Well, the cost of mining Bitcoin instantly doubles. So the opportunity cost instantly doubles. And through the history of Bitcoin, that has equated to a 10 to 20 times appreciation in price per Bitcoin, with that opportunity cost doubling. So, interesting, right? Ethereum has another merge thing they're working on. So, and they're not hanging out at the lows. They're hanging out up here, but still on that trend line. Still below the roadmap line on the daily. Now, let's see. I do have a couple cryptos that I was liking this week. Doge right here above 11 cents. Like if it can break out through 11, that sucker can get back up into 22 cents, I think was my target. Yeah, 22, right up there. Back, that's breaking through 11, not stopping at 11. And then Litecoin also looks pretty. Where is it? Litecoin. USD. Huh. There it is. Litecoin USD. This one right here. We broke through the roadmap line, making higher highs here. Now we break out above 84. My target's up here at 124, 125. Nice move for Litecoin if it can do it. This has a big 1, 2, and that would push it up to 3. Kind of like this. Although I may find some resistance at this 92 area. And we're hanging out right there at 79. We start breaking out through there. We can definitely get some extension going here. All right. So that's the cryptos of the week that I've kind of got my eye on. All right. I already did Tesla, and that's STLA. Yeah. We've got resistance. Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. Once, twice, 3 times, my lady. Need to break through. That is a higher low here, so get above that. It can be game on for STLA. Lowest low. Do have some resistance right up here. targets would be 24 and 28 on the upside when we get there. All right. Let's see. PANW. Marianne, your list was long. It's going to take me a few minutes to keep coming back to it. That one just sideways. I mean, that's what I see right now. It did make a lower low here. That's kind of a 1, 2, 3, but it looks like it's just going to keep chugging in this sideways until it breaks out of this funk. I don't think that this is balanced here. Nope. It left some room on the downside here. So big sloppy right now. That looks kind of like a wedge, expanding wedge coming off of that high right there. Nothing great on PNW. Oh, why? Yeah, let's watch out for a retrace on this sucker. The higher we reach, the more likely it is to pull back. So be careful on that one. 384 would be the next potential resistance for almost 400 above that. Now, every one of these we climb to kind of get you the likelihood that we can come all the way back to the roadmap line before the next consolidation like this happens. So, see if we look at this, like that kind of pullback, and yeah, from there could be right off of this thing, right? Come up to that level, pull back. So, watch out. You know, definitely protect profits if we get up in this area. So, all right. And Google trying to break that downtrend line. It's trying. Really, really trying. If it breaks back above these highs right here, these little highs right here, and it's probably gonna go right up here, consolidate, and if we can push through that, it's just like every other pattern. You know, we gotta see the move up, then the retrace back to the roadmap line, and then the breakout. All right. Got you on Google. Alrighty, next up was ARRY. Already been going 30 minutes. Awesome. Oh, failed to break out. That's a bummer. Run a quick fib line. Get some target. Yeah, 26.29 on the upside. I'd be cautious on... See, it didn't break out higher, so there is a distinct possibility that it does that same move down, right like that, back into this $13 area. Cautious. All right, GS. Try to hit a few more of these before we wrap up. Here's been the chart on GS. That's kind of the path I was looking for. I know the fib lines don't quite line up there. It's sloppy work, but somewhere around 410, back down to 370, back up to 470, 465-ish. Kind of what I've, based on some bigger patterns going on here. All right, and DLTR looks like sideways, just in a giant range. In that big box, just going sideways. All right. MRK. Oh my goodness, look at that sucker go. Watch for 110, 113. Protect your profit. It could break on out to 125 or even 132 in one big solid run, but the higher it goes, the bigger the down's gonna be. So that is definitely an extension right there. I would, all the things I said a few minutes ago watch out for this thing to retrace. The market likes to do these echo type things. And maybe that one may be the ticket. Maybe the 113 area, 114. Alrighty. That gets all the symbols, I think. Did I miss anybody's anything? Going once, going twice. Alright. Let me pop over and do one more thing. DPZ? What was that? Domino's Pizza? Yep. Nothing yet. It's maybe, but it has these two highs right here. And it definitely has to get above. And a big downtrend kind of cooking. Ha! Get it? Cooking. Yeah, just trying to break through. Cautious. I really, really, really need to see it break above this little set of highs right here. And you have the bigger fit line retrace thing. Yep, resistance up to right up to where that was back there. Watch that zone too. So there's your resistance on the upside. Support is this trend line. We break through the trend line. She's going to a lower low. Alrighty. So one more quick thing before we go. So you have until Friday to join my Ultimate Super Squeeze class. I'm doing a live session on December 1st. One more time. And then we have 24 live sessions over the next 3 months inside that Super Squeeze play. I believe the market is about to soar higher in the short to medium term. Yeah, like 3 months to 4 months-ish. And I've prepared the Ultimate Bundle to help you take advantage, which includes 24 live trading sessions with me. So it's all available right now for just $2.95 for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Give Back Tuesday, whatever you want to call it. And we kick this thing off on Friday, December 2nd. Is the first class, and then 5 more classes next week. So you want to make sure you're in. Actually, 6 more classes next week. So we got the Echo Trade class. So if you want to end on this deal, you've missed out on hearing about this, whatever, jeffreytrader.com/SSTC, Sierra Sierra Tango Charlie, to claim instant access today. Get in with me, and you won't miss it out. So that's it. That's wrapping up 30 minutes. Awesome. Let's get out of here. Get back to the thing here. So that's it, everybody. See y'all later. Thanks for coming. Bye-bye. Yeah, thanks for being here. Bye, everybody.